Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the pre-market analysis and trade plan setup for Tuesday, September the 16th. My name is Doug McKay. I am the founder and head moderator of this lovely chat room that's been around now for 5 years. If you're interested in checking us out, it is a Skype chat room. Send me a Skype contact request at Doug_McKay or send me an email at d.mckay@stealthtrader.com. We're going to have a abbreviated session this morning. I've got some meetings that I've got to attend, so we are going to go through this fairly quickly. Before I do anything, I do have to get the disclaimer in, so let me do that. This information is for the purpose of educating members who want to expand the knowledge of the business of trading, stock or trading or investment advice. You know that you are responsible for the trades or investment decisions to make. Trading futures or any instrument involves risk of loss. Please consider carefully whether futures or options are appropriate to your financial situation. Only risk capital should be used when trading futures or options. Investors can lose more than initial investment. Nobody at Stealth Trader is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see are for education purposes only. Please trade your own plan and do your own due diligence. Okay, so let's go right to the chart and just go through the different time frames. I'm going to go quickly, but certainly not going to skip my routine. Just good slope and separation. Trend is very much attacked on the monthly. On the weekly, we've come down and we've closed the technical gap. We've got the delta rollover from the September to the December contract. We're trying and clinging to this 1972 area, which is the 9 EMA and just above a key CLDN that shifted from 72 down to 71 and 75. But the trend itself is intact, but we have lost slope and separation. It looks like we're going to come into an MA hug here, and we'll have to keep an eye on that. On the daily, a little bit of a different story. We've got a bit of a rollover. We are below the 9 and the 20. We do have our delta gap here from the rollover. We do have a naked cross sitting here right at 1993. So mark that. Likely come back up and test that. We'll probably come up and test this technical gap as well. And I think that that's going to happen somewhere around 1987. Going over to the geometric chart, I put a new fork in. I stuck a new fork in it today, this morning. This is a fork on the 4-hour. I like it for a couple different reasons. It's got good frequency on it. It's a modified shift if you're going to draw it yourself on the 4-hour, with the 8-point being the 2011 on the continuous contract. We are sitting right on the middle line of the intermediate upward sloping fork at 1972 area. Again, this is a very key area. If we break below that, look for us to come down today and test the lower line of the downward sloping fork in around that 1963 area. Now remember, that's the double distribution that was in the September contract, 71.25 and 67.50, and 67.50 was our microcomposite VPOC. It is now 1959, but we've got 1963, which was at 71.25. I'll bring it up on the chart in a minute. If we can hold above the center line of the upward sloping fork, look for them to come up and test the Globex high up here at 1142.10, and then this 50% significant. Oh no, that's the Russell. Let me just stay on one symbol for a second here. And then if we get above this line, a move up today would take us up to test the upper line and this energy point that's above us up in around the 1992 area. Not really thinking we're going to get there, but something to keep an eye on. Oh, we wanted to just go back here and just take a look and see if we're trending in any of the intraday time frames. We have come up and closed this technical gap on the 4-hour yesterday in the RTH, and we've rejected the 9. We've got a bit of a slope and separation on the 4-hour, so we've got a downward trend on the 4-hour going on. Same thing with the 30-minute. We've got a downward trend going on in the 30-minute. They came up and tested the 20 SMA overnight, and then they rejected it and continued the trend down, and we're getting slope and separation to the downside, and prices tracking the 9 pretty nicely here. So this is actually a pretty strong trend right now. Going over to the 5-minute. We've got, again, a little bit of a downward trend. We've rejected the 20. We've got a little bit of separation, not a lot of slope, so it's not as powerful. More consolidation on the 5-minute. All right, take a quick look at the news. We don't have much. We've got Canadian manufacturing sales that was already out, and then really nothing until 9 a.m., which is in about 12 minutes. We've got the TIC long-term purchases. And then at 12:45, we've got the Bank of Canada governor speaking, Pelosi speaking. So just keep an eye on, that's about the only news that I think is going to have any effect on us at all today. Let's take a look at the big picture. You can see that we've fallen out of this balance here. Now I want to show you something because this is interesting. Right now, in the last 4 days, less yesterday, our value, when we are trying to hold value up in that 1987. Remember, I was just mentioning that 1987 as a possible target above. But when I bring in yesterday's, whoops, sorry. When I bring in yesterday's, stop doing that. My mouse is being very sensitive. I'm going to have to just redraw this. There we go. You can see that when I bring yesterday's volume in, you can see that the microcomposite VPOC shifted down. So value has come down, okay, and we're likely to get a little bit of the continuation. But 77.50 or 77 and a quarter should be marked on your chart now as the current value, the microcomposite volume point of control. The key level is, you can see that now the value area low from this 5-day microcomposite is right at the CLVN. I want to bring this up so you can see the bigger picture and why this is such an important level. You've got the 71.75 CLVN, that was the 72 from yesterday, shifted down one tick to 71.75. It is now the value area low. And then we have the 70.75 just below us, which is the value area high, microcomposite value area high from the longer term price. And I think if we break the 70, we got down to 69.50 yesterday, and the buyer stepped in to hold us up, and we rotated back in to this balance. But I think if we break that level again today, we break below 71.75, get short into the 70.75, but I'd be targeting 69.50 as your first scale, and then I'm looking for that move into that 63 and a quarter, 59 and a quarter. This is the double distribution, and this 59.25 is the microcomposite VPOC. From the microcomposite that goes all the way back to May 26th, May 27th. So I think that this is the move that we've been waiting for. If we can't hold here, that we've got to come down into this double distribution. I've been talking about this for a couple of weeks now as a possibility. So I think that we're going to probably see that this week if we don't hold the 72. Now, if we hold the 71.75, look for a rotation back up towards the 73.75, but more likely come up and close the gap at 76 and come up in the balance here at 77 and a quarter. So let's take a look at overnight and move our numbers over. So far we have an overnight high up at 77, which is just below the day open from yesterday at 77.50, and then we have a overnight low at 72, which is sitting right on the value area low. So you got 72 value area low, 72 overnight, 71.75 microcomposite value area low, and the CLVN. How important is that number? That is going to be huge. If we break it, short your heart out into 69. So 69 is going to be the first target below. You could scale it at 71 and a quarter. Remember, that was an important number, but I'm really watching this 69.50 with a break below that taking us down even further. Let me just put our overnight VPOC, which is not going to shift at 73.50. We get rid of this, and we can take a look at this. So the low 69, the first target below is going to be the 66.50. That's the first target below range and value. But the big target that I'm watching is the 63.25. And you can see I'm not even putting trade areas here. These are straight targets. I think we get below 69, we're going to have a move down today. And then the big target is the 59.25 with the naked VPOC just above it at 59.75, with the other side of balance coming in at 53.25. And then if we break that, which I don't think we're going to break that, we've got target at 51 and a huge number at 48.25. All right, that's to the downside. If we hold above this overnight low, and we could put an overnight low, a new overnight low in, I'm going to be using this 71.75 as a trade area to get short into that 69 and hopefully a break below. But if we hold here and buyers step in and it looks like they're going to buy it, look for a long off of that into the 73.50 and continuation up to the naked VPOC at 74.50, and then our value area high and the naked close at 76, and that's going to be right. Other target above, and then a break above value. Look for them to take out the overnight high at 77, and if they get above that, look for that move up into 79, 79 to 80. It's 80.25 that I've been watching on the longer time frame. This CLVN at 80.25. So what I would do is I would use this whole area between 79 and 80 as a slush zone. Wait for the breakout above 80.25 to get long, and wait for 79, below 79, to get short off of it. And then a break outside of range, the big target resistance above is between this 83.50 and this 84. That's where I'd be looking for responsive buyers, or sellers, I should say, to step in and hold us up. But if they don't, then I'm looking for that move up into where we just shifted the microcomposite, okay, from 87.50. So 87.50 is going to be my main target, an extended target above today, with that 89 naked close still left up there. I don't think we're done with the highs, but I do think we are going to come down into this double distribution area before we find buyers with enough conviction to take us and give us a run to equalize that 2011 all-time high. Above the 87, you got a little bit of resistance at 88.50. And then, of course, the big number above is going to be that 92 area back inside this balance up here, and this naked VPOC and naked close all up there. And I don't think we're going to get much further than that. So that is going to be it for the ES. Let's go take a look at the Russell. All right, so this, again, is showing weakness, and the key level on the Russell is going to be this 1140. I already posted this into the room, so you can go and take a look at it and reread it. But anything below 1140.60, I think we test the overnight low. The overnight low right now is down at 1136.60. But I'm really watching this naked close at 36 and the microcomposite VPOC down here at 34. We're back inside this accumulation zone here below that microcomposite value area high at 44.40, and we're likely to get a rotation down into the microcomposite VPOC here at 34, with 31.80 being a level support. Just below that, you've got a microcomposite LVN down at 1129.40, but 1131.80 is where I'm really watching. This area between 1131.80 and 2170 is real blunt. There's undetermined fair value here, and we're likely to get a lot of chop in this area. So just be careful in this area. But you should see a trip down today to this 1134.20 if they can't get above the 40. Above 40. Then we got to look to a move up to 42.60 and that 44 and 45 level, the microcomposite value area low, microcomposite value area high, and then above that, let's just go to the intraday here, and we'll just mark our levels on our chart real quickly. All right, so far we have an overnight low down here at 1136.60 with the naked close down here at 36. We have an overnight high at 42.10, 42.10. Come on. Oh, my mouse doesn't want to do it. And then we've got the VPOC, the overnight VPOC down at 1138.30. So I'm using this 40.60. That is going to be the key level for me. So basically right at the IB low from yesterday. Now we did have a V-shaped profile. A V-shaped profile is a long liquidation, so we have to look at the possibility of coming up and above that 1140 and then rotating back up and repairing and continuing the trend up and repairing this this low print area right here. But 1140 is the area that I'd be looking to short if we see any responsive sellers stepping in, and then I'd be looking for a rotation down to this 1139 value area low, and then below that I'm looking for them to go down, take out the range low and the overnight low and this naked VPOC, with the big target being that we don't need that there, at that 1134.20. And then the other side of that balance is just below this naked VPOC here at 1132.70 at 1131.80. And that's where I'd be looking for responsive buyers to step in and hold us up. And then below 1131, again, there's not much down here until you get to 1126.60. And the key level that we need to hold is this 1121.70. And you know what I think below that? It's all about the 1113.90 microcomposite VPOC, but more importantly, the composite VPOC at 1111.60. Those are the two targets below 1113.90 and 1111.60. Going to round it up on there today. Yes, they are. And then, 1108 is the area below that as the other side of balance. Okay, man. All right, so that's to the downside. I don't think we get much further than that today. You can see that we're holding below the 1140. Above 1140, you got 4133, and this is not the overnight low, sorry, this is the overnight high. Overnight high was 4210. And then I'd be looking for a continuation up to this 1144. Again, that's the microcomposite value area high, but more importantly, it's the value area high from yesterday. And then the 50% retracement of the significant breakout candle. This is a significant breakout candle. It broke outside of balance. The 50% retracement is the target above 44, and that's at 45.80. And then above 45.80, I'd be looking for a retest of this CLVN. It's, you know, you got 48.80, so I'm going to mark it in. But I think once we're in this this area right here, we're going to get a rotation back up to test this 1151.10. But above 51.10, I think it's all about this 53 again. When we come up and test this 1153, 1154 area. And I'm going to use the range high at 54.50. And then above 54.50, it's all about 1160.40. All right, let's take a quick look at gold, and then we'll wrap her up. Gold has come down and finding buyers right where we expected it at the 1129 area. And draw a profile down here. Current balance is still in that 35-36 area. As I said yesterday, I expect to just chop in this area. I'm expecting the same thing today. Resistance above us is 41.30. Above that, look for a rotation up into this 45-46 area. You know, support below, you can use this the CLVN right here at 32 if you like. Where's the value area low right now? Value area low is 32. So I would use this CLVN right here at 31.80, and below that I think you can take another shot down to 29.30, but or more likely down here to this range low at 26.30. I don't think it's going to hold if we come down and test it again, and I'd be looking for a bigger move down. These lines are no good anymore. Let me just so we've got 1231.70. We get to 29. Really, the next level down is at 2660, 2630. That's the CLVN with the first target below at 24.30. But I'm thinking if we do break down further, that we're likely going to get a bigger move down to this this 1210.80 to 1206 level. This is still that naked V epoch from where we found support before, and then twice before we found that support in around that area. So I'm thinking we're likely to get a bigger move. Whoa. Computer's doing all kinds of fun things today. So that's what I'm looking at in gold. That's going to wrap things up for today. Sorry for rushing through, but lots to talk about. I've got stuff I've got to do. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.